Hi, this is Silke with Jager Foods. This week's easy recipe for two is going to be a vegetarian meal. Nick looked through one of my German cookbooks and he found it's called Römische Zucchini, which is Roman zucchini or Zucchini Roman Style. Anyway, it's supposed to look like this when it's done. And well, we'll see how it turns out. Never made it before, so we'll learn together. What you need is 3 tomatoes, a couple of little zucchinis, some onion, some garlic, some fresh herbs. We have chive, parsley, fresh dill. I couldn't find fresh oregano, so I have dried oregano. You will need some Parmesan cheese, heavy cream, breadcrumbs, and salt and pepper. And yep, and with it we're gonna just have some focaccia bread, I think that's how you say it, that we picked up at our local grocery store. And let me do some prep work and we'll be right back. So I'm gonna show you a quick technique on how to get skin off of tomatoes, the really simple way. What you wanna do is you wanna take your tomatoes and you wanna put a cross in the bottom of it, into the skin. Just cut a little cross in it, like that. You can keep the tops on, the green part on or not, doesn't matter, but you have to have the little cross. And blanching means that you're going to put it in hot water and then cold water. So I have some hot water sitting there, and I'm going to come over to the stove. So here's my hot water and my cold water. So what you want to do is you want to take your tomato and lower it in the hot water just for a few minutes. My pot isn't big enough, I have to do one at a time. If you do a bunch of tomatoes, just get a bigger pot and just do them all at the same time. So you want to put it in your boiling water, hot water. This isn't quite boiling. And you want to give it just a few minutes. You'll see once the skin curls away from the tomato, then you can take it out and shock it into cold water and the skin will peel right off. So this process takes about anywhere from 45 seconds to a minute and a half, depending on the size of your tomatoes and the strength of the skin, but you can see how the skin's cracking away from it. And just plop it in the cold water for a second, and we'll bring it over to our cutting board.
And just like that, it's blanched.
So our tomatoes are cooking in the frying pan with the garlic and the onions, and I also added, I forgot to add earlier, the oregano. So I sprinkled some oregano on here, and we're going to cook this until it has kind of a thick sauce. So it's starting to get there. You can see the tomatoes juices are coming out. So we're just going to let this simmer while we do our zucchini part. Again, this is a German recipe, and everything is in grams and Esslöffel. So I'm going to translate it over into ounces and cups and tablespoons and everything. And the recipe will be on the YouTube channel as well as on the blog at www.jagerfoods.com. So our next step is then to wash the zucchini, and I just have 2 of them here. Since we're cooking for 2, I figured that would be enough. And we're going to cut them in half the lengthwise, like that, and then we're going to make a mixture that we're going to spread over the zucchini. And that is going to be, we're going to need some breadcrumbs, and it's calling for tablespoons. Now, if you ever looked at tablespoons, they can come in all different sizes and shapes. So, when cooking, it's not so super important that you have the right amount. I mean, you can go up and down a little bit, so you can use just regular tablespoons. When you're baking, you have to be more careful. If you put too much baking powder in, the whole thing can flop. But in here, it's not important. So we're going to use, let's see, I have to read my recipe here. About a good tablespoon of breadcrumbs. And then we have some chopped parsley, about the same, about a tablespoon. I'll just put the whole thing in. And then we have chopped chives and chopped dill. So this is our fresh herbs. Then we're gonna add the whipping cream. And I'm thinking about three tablespoons. We'll see how that looks. Okay. And if it doesn't look right, we can always add a little bit more. And then I have some freshly grated Parmesan cheese. We're gonna add that in there. And we're gonna mix the whole thing up. And that looks pretty good. Alright, and then I forgot to do one other thing. You're supposed to put salt over the zucchini. So we're just gonna spread some salt right on these. Just like that. And this is actually sea salt. So. Okay, well this looks a little bit thick, so maybe I'm gonna add a little bit more cream to it. I'm not sure exactly what it's supposed to look like. So, alright, so we're gonna wait for our tomatoes, and they're just about ready here, I think. We have a nice sauce with it. So we'll put our tomatoes in the baking dish. And the other thing is I preheat the oven to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. So, alright, so we're gonna put this in here. We're gonna do a little bit of time so we don't crack our bowl. So tomatoes, onions, garlic, that goes in the bottom of the pan. Like that. Then we will somehow get this mixture on our zucchini. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So let's try it with this. I wanted to show you one more time what this dish is supposed to look like before you put it in the oven. You're supposed to put the zucchini in so they're butting up against each other. And then I'm just gonna take my ground pepper and I'm just gonna crack some fresh pepper over the whole thing. So, this is ready to go in the oven, so we'll see what this turns out to be. And hopefully it's gonna melt and it's gonna be all bubbly and nice and... Alright, we'll see you in a bit. Our oven is beeping. Let's see what our zucchini... What did I call it? Zucchini Roman Style looks like.
That might have got lost in translation.
Yeah. Römische Zucchini. Watch out, Hammy. Alright, and then I stuck our focaccia bread in for just about 7 minutes, just to warm it up a little bit. Alright, well what do you think? Does it look anywhere near the picture? Let's make a little comparison here. Well, kind of. Huh?
Oh yeah.
Kind of close. Alright.
Never judge a book by its cover.
Yes, and it's what it tastes like is what's important, I guess. Alright, so let's see if I can get this out of here without making a big mess. And just put this over the top a little bit. It smells delicious, doesn't it? You smell?
Mm-hmm.
Now in my German recipe book, this recipe was under, the recipe book is laid out by month. And this is actually an August recipe. So maybe in August the tomatoes are a little redder and the zucchinis are a little greener or something. I don't know, because it looks darker in the recipe. But maybe it's the picture. Alright, that looks good. Let's cut up a little bit of that bread, put on the side. And I'm not sure if is there a certain way you're supposed to cut this? Do you know?
No, I do not. I mean, it looks like pizza, so I'd probably cut it into...
Yeah, it's not really fair. Somebody's gonna get all the peppers here. Oh, how fair is that? All right, well, this is tonight's dinner. Let's go to the table and have a try.
All right, sounds good.
Tonight's easy recipe for two is a vegetarian meal. It's made with fresh zucchini, fresh tomatoes, onion, garlic, and then we covered the zucchini with a mixture of fresh herbs, Parmesan cheese, heavy cream, salt and pepper, and with it we're having some focaccia bread. So go ahead, dig in.
All right.
It looks pretty close to our recipe picture, so hopefully it tastes good too. Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I think you're probably not going to like this. So
No. No, it's fresh. You can taste the top, the herbs.
I like the way the zucchini turned out.
Yeah, very nice.